Today guys, we're going to be making some pinchos, and I'm going to show you some other tapas that I said in my last pincho video that I was going to show you. I'm going to show you today. So before we get going, if you want to make these with me, then be sure to read the ingredients in the description down below, and let's get started. We're going to be making 3 pinchos today, and if you don't know where pinchos are from, they're actually from the País Vasco region, or the Basque country. So if you ever do visit northern Spain, País Vasco, or around San Sebastian, you will see a lot of different pinchos with just about every combination that you can think of, including with seafood, octopus, etc., etc. Now, when making pinchos, it's a good idea to get a very thin baguette and not slicing them too big, because you want these to be more or less bite-sized. You want to be able to put them in your mouth. But I am going to cut these into 1/2-inch size slices, and I'm going to give the bread a little bit of a toast as well. A little bit of olive oil on top, and I'm going to throw these in the oven. The first pincho that we're going to be making today, this one's a super easy one, you don't have to cook it, are piquillo peppers stuffed with bonito tuna. We're going to take our piquillo peppers, I'm going to open up the can, and I'm going to let these drain. While that's draining, I'm going to measure out our mayonnaise, we're going to drain our tuna as well, and I'm going to cut some shallots. The shallots, you want to dice it or bernoise it as fine as you can. We're going to add this to the bowl. We're also going to add our tuna, our mayonnaise, our lemon juice as well. And if you do have a little trouble squeezing a lemon, if it's a little too hard, roll it a few times on the cutting board. Not too hard, but with a little bit of pressure, and it will be a lot easier to squeeze. Season it with salt and pepper, give it a good mix. Fill the piquillos with either a spoon or a fork or even a piping bag. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to drizzle a little more olive oil on the bread if it's dry. I'm going to place that on top, and a little bit of garnish of some sort. Now the second one. Now this is a very common tapa as well. Bacon con dátiles. Now bacon and dates do go very well together because the bacon's salty or even smoky if you do get the smoked bacon, and dates are very sweet. It's natural sugar. What you want to do is you want to put on some gloves, unless you don't mind having sticky fingers. And I'm going to take my paring knife, I'm going to cut from top to bottom, and I'm going to take the pit out. It's important that you remove the pit from the dates. I'm going to take a strip of our pancetta that we have, and I'm going to wrap these more or less until they're fully wrapped, cut them in half, and then we're going to bake these in the oven. Now, it's a good idea, if you don't want these to come undone, to put a little toothpick through them while you put them in the pan to bake. And put these in the oven at about 200 centigrade for about 5 or 6 minutes. You want them a little golden brown. And then to finish these, I'm just gonna take a little bit of aioli, homemade aioli. I'm gonna spread this on the baguette. I'm gonna place a couple dates on top, and then a little more aioli and a little bit of parsley on top for garnish. Again, super quick and easy. And the last pincho that we're gonna be making is a very common tapa as well. Normally they're huevos rotos, or broken eggs. Today we're going to miniaturize it and make this a little smaller. We're going to get a pot of oil on the fire. We're going to be frying. I'm going to take a potato, give it a peel, and then we're going to cut it as thin as we can, or about 1/8 of an inch on a mandolin. So that way all the matchstick fries that we're going to be making will be the same thickness. Once you have all these cut, layer them on top of one another, square off one end, and then keep slicing until you get to the other side, more or less into where you want to stop. After that, put them into a bowl, fill this up with cold water, give this a rinse to wash off the excess starch. Then we're going to take a little bit of paper towel, and we're going to dry these as well as we can. By this time, your oil should be hot. It should be up to about 180 centigrade, more or less. If you don't have a thermometer, it's a good idea to invest in one, to use it, because we do use thermometers quite a bit. Now I'm going to portion these into the little pan that we have. I'm going to break this up into 2 batches. And once they're golden brown, I'm going to take them out and add them to another bowl with a little bit of paper towel. And then I'm going to season them with a little bit of salt, and that's it. They're ready. So we're gonna make a Spanish fried egg with quail eggs. And if you haven't used quail eggs before, I'm gonna show you a little trick on how to open one. You're gonna take one quail egg in one hand, and you're gonna take your paring knife in the other, and I'm just going to gently remove the top of the quail egg and put that into another container so it'll be easier for us to add to the oil. Once the oil comes up to temp again, once more or less is at 180 centigrade, we're going to add the egg in. Now, before you do, it's a good idea to have another little plate next to you with a little paper towel, just so you can remove the egg and put that there so you're not running around or scrambling when this is cooking. When the egg whites are done, remove it from the oil carefully. It will pop quite a bit. And one tip, if you do notice that things are going too fast, always turn off the heat or turn off the fire so you don't have any accidents. Now to finish the last tapa, I'm going to take my little baguette. I'm going to add a little bit of tomato like we do here in Catalonia, pan con tomate. Then I'm going to add a little bit of Jamon Serrano. I'm going to add the egg on top, a little bit of Allioli just so the french fries don't fall off. And then I'm going to add the Matchstick fries on top with a little bit of parsley. If you would like to learn more of cooking in general, I have started my culinary course, which will be in the link down below for you guys to check out. And if you do join my Patreon at a certain level, you do get my course for free. And I will be making more courses this summer as well, a Spanish course and some other courses as well. So I will be adding a lot of value to anyone that joins my Patreon. But in the meantime, if you like some delicious recipes for tapas or pinchos for free, then I would suggest clicking on this video here. And until next week, take care.